Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is this month's Let's Colour Part 1. I'm assuming this will probably be a two-parter, it's not got too much on the page. This is the winner of the vote by a long amount because of course it is Christmas, so the Christmas winner was a Christmas page, not really surprising. And it is a Christmas classic. It's Johanna Basford Johanna's Christmas. Now, a few people have expressed rather an unenthusiastic opinion about the idea of more Christmas pages in this book. So what I will do is, while I'm off for the Christmas period, is try and do a non-Christmassy Let's Colour as well. I know a few of you would like to see a Reptiloids page, so I'll see if I can get one of those pages done too. But for now, the winner was Johanna's Christmas, so I will honour that. I don't know how much you guys prefer to see, so this time I'm going to pick my pencils as we go so you guys can see the process. I know what type I want to use. I've had a few people say that the Polychromos did not work well for them on this paper, so just to test that, I'm going to go with my Polychromos, and then to blend out I've got the Castle Art 48 Premium Pastel Tint pencils. There is an unboxing for those on my channel if you're interested. There is not a review yet because I haven't had them very long, and so hence I'm going to see about using some of these. I thought instead of the Holbein for once I'll use some of my others because I am working on a pastel pencil comparison video, so I am trying to use different brands, and of course at some point reviews for the pencils will go up eventually, some point in life when I get around to it. I think it's safe to say we're going to go with some reds and greens to start with. We'll go all Christmassy and fun, I think. So I'm first of all just going to pick out some fun reds from my Polychromos, and we will see where we end up with. I of course won't be using all those. I'll pick that many and then we'll whittle it down. I want some greens. Not that one. Let's try that. Right, so that's my thoughts so far on red and green. And so from my Castle Art Pastel set, we're going to want a really pale green to complement the tones we've picked so far. And probably to highlight a red we want, oh sorry for the noise, a really pale pink as well. I might go with 2 and see. Yes, shock horror, I am taking wax-based pencils and oil-based pencils and using them together. Right, I'm going to take a little a piece of scrap paper, and we will see how we feel about our blends. Isn't it annoying when you've got something on your page? Is it going to come off? without ruining the paper. Ooh, no, that's starting to eat into it. What I do with things like that is put a little dot of white gel pen over it if it's the paper that's destroyed, and most of the time your gel crayon will go over white gel pen, so it's not the end of the world. Right, let's work out these reds. See what blend we're going to end up with. Too pink. Not necessary. Okay, do we want to go the way of the true red? I think we do. I think we'll go the true red route, and then got this very pale pink, and we've got a ridiculously pale pink, and I might keep both those. So we're going to go for quite an intense 5 set blend of reds. I'll read those out in a moment. Just going to pick my greens as well while we're here. This is literally how in depth my thought process is. It's just not. Right, we've got 2 roots here. We've got this yellow green and this truer green. Nope. Yes, and I'm going to go this yellow green route. Maybe let's redo our little blend here. Yes, I like it. Right, we have in Polychromos, sorry, I'm moving my leg from under my bum, 267 pine green, 266 permanent green, and then in a Castle Art Pasteltint 019 begonia. As always, guys, use whatever you want, use whatever you have. Dark, medium, pale green. Whatever tone and colour family you want them to be in. I've gone kind of a slightly yellow tone to mine. It's up to you, doesn't matter. Crazy red blend. We have quite a dark red in 225 dark red, and then 217 middle cadmium red. These are very similar, and therefore you really don't need both. A dark red, it's just going a little bit extra that. And then a true red, scarlet red 118. And then in the Castle Art Pasteltint, I've got amarylis 010 and snow waffle 013. Do like the names, I'll give them that. So that's essentially a really dark red, a true red, a kind of a baby pink crossed with a bubble pink, and a really, really pale pastel pink. You'll get away with one of those. You'll get away without that. You could use a white instead of this. Especially if you were using, say, Prisma, if you're using a soft wax base, you could always smudge white into your colour and create your own paler colours. And of course, you know, by layering, you're going to create these colours anyway. You could do this entire thing with just this and this, no problem. Bit of white, you're done. Okay, so as always, we'll start with these a bit. We'll do ourselves some leaves. I'll show you a few. Sharpen all your pencils. I use my Tigal. I use it on the shorter setting just because I like my pencils to last me forever and ever and ever. Okay, I have my 3 greens, dark, medium, light. I will put all the colours down below if you do require that. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. I'm just going to move those pencils we're not using. Okay, so we're just going to pick out different leaves and bits and pieces, and we'll do what we always do. I'll start with the holly pieces. You've got 2 versions of holly. What I would do for this one is pop kind of a dark centre, work that up a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit on the pointed end. And as always, just feather that and soften it out so your next layer is going to lay over the top without a harsh line. For this version with my dark green, I'm going to come in from the centre there and feather that off. And I'm going to put my darkness into the left hand side, so like in the underneath layer of the leaf. And just feather that in a little. And then the middle green, did I actually tell you the colours? I don't remember if I did. So also, sorry guys, 267 pine green and 266 permanent green and 019 begonia, dark, medium, light. Those are the ones we ended up with. So the medium green, I'm going to bring that in a little bit from that dark colour, just a little, and then I'm going to lay it along the outside edge of this one. And for this, I'm going to bring it up from that other darker green. Little circles, blending it in, fading it out so that it disappears to almost nothing, so that as always that lighter colour will sit above it without you seeing where the 2 colours meet. And then that pale green, I'm going to pop that this side, little circles, blending that in. You've got wax meets oil, so a little bit careful. We're not putting that all over the other pencil, we're just layering it a little bit over where it meets. You have to remember, even though your blender colour is wax, that doesn't mean that it's going to move that oil pencil around a whole lot, so you can't kind of guarantee on the usual smush technique. It's got to be layered well, really nice and light, so that that blend line is already gone. Essentially all you're doing now is filling in the white tooth that's left. I have a brush as well, I don't know why I'm misbehaving. And then you can kind of build, as always, take your dark green, just build back up a little bit of the depth you lost. When adding your paler colours. That is holly. Rinse and repeat, same for the others. What I would do differently for these that have the edging, colour the inside as normal, leave the outside blank, and then later we will give it a white gel pen outline, and that tends to look really nice and really highlight the edges of these leaves. I've done that a few times lately and really enjoyed it. So that has to go down after everything else. So colour the inside of this leaf the same as these, without including the edge to it, and we will do something with those later. So that covers the holly leaves. We've got some of these little 3-prong leaves and the tiny little leaves, so we'll do those next. Dot colour again, a very small leaf, so we want a really sharp point. And all I do with these, I've lost them now, there they are, let me check them on camera. All I do with these is a very dark centre, really lay some layers down, and then really just draw that off. Feather that out, reduce that pressure and those layers, and then your other colour will lay over. It's up to you whether you use 2 or 3 colours at this point. I'll lay my second green, my medium, over. I might leave a tiny little, will be a bit extra, leave a tiny little piece for our pale green. Why not? Nice and simple. So we have these, we've got the 2 versions, you can colour them the same. What I do with these with the lines in, I'll put my dark centre along the line. And as always, I'm going to fade that out from there. I can see people alright. Polys are beautiful, beautiful pencils, and not to irritate my other pencils, they are my favourite pencils, probably because they were one of my first. I do love oil-based pencils, and the Polychromos especially, but on smooth papers they really do come into their own. And although still nice on this paper, they're not as nice as they usually are. They're not as easy to work with as they usually are. So I can definitely see where people are coming from. It's going to take that little bit more work to get the smooth blends. You're going to have to be a little bit slower. Take your time. Pop some thinner layers down. You're going to get quite a mucky blend from these. only putting the 2 colours on these, just so we've got some difference. But yeah, they don't lay anywhere near as smooth as they usually do in the Johanna Basford paper. They just seem to stick a little bit more in here. So very likely the paper itself, I'd do all those the same, that dark in the centre and then the medium green out from it. Let me see now, we then have, so this kind of leaf here, we've got next, we've got this fluffy one. Again, I'm going to take my darkest green, I'm going to take it up the vein and then the right hand side. So you're essentially picking a light source, and I've kind of tracked like mine's about here. So where this leaf folds in towards the vein, it's got this little bit of darkness in here. Really blend that out so you're going to get a smooth line. And I'm going to add a little bit of darkness where we'd curl over at the edges. I think I've made this as difficult as I could of myself choosing this pencil type, so you guys may want to actually not use polys in here. I think I'm going to have to add an extra category into my What Pencils What Paper and give Johanna's Christmas its own row. Okay, I'm going to take my middle green and work that up from the darker colour. Lay it over and then blend that right out. It seems okay as long as you're quite slow with your layers. The minute I'm trying to put like a slightly thicker, quicker layer down, it's not happy, it's not having it. It just starts to all gunk up a little bit. And then my pale green, I'm going to run that in here and bring it out. And up here. And it's nothing to do with the pale wax choice that I've added. It's happening before I add that pencil in. If anything, this does seem to fix quite a lot of the poly problem. Just help smooth it all back out again. You can add, if you want, you can just add some green into the vein there. Add your little vein in. That is that one. Yeah, if anything, adding a bit of a more wax-based pencil to it may help, as long as you get your colour down first and you've got no harsh lines, because once you pop that wax over the top, you've essentially just sealed that line in there. You need to be careful with that. You're not going to get rid of it afterwards. Do we have any other leaf types you're going to need to see? I don't think so. We're a rinse and repeat. Oh, this one. We have this one. Let's do this one. Nice and simple. I'm going to give it a dark vein there. Just because of the way it's drawn, it's easier to do it like that. You could glitter gel pen that. I think when we're all done I might add. I'm really enjoying the Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust. I got a pack forever ago. Never really used it because I hadn't really heard good things about them. Well, you hear very good things about them and then you hear not good things about them. So they'd been sat because I like my Pentel. And then, you know, when you just think, oh, and you pull something out and use it, I was like, oh, that is a nice colour. And then now I'm on a bit of a... now it's just glitter gel pen madness going on. So you'll see them everywhere for a little while. Then I'll calm down again. Right, let's add a little bit of darkness underneath. Yeah, I like that idea. I think we might add some, like... I could add the clear over that now. 50-50, I might give the little berries a glittery hello. I definitely advise white gel pen, glitter gel pen, it goes on last. Do your gel crayon background. I say that because that's what I'll be doing. I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's gel crayon background for me. First, let it dry, leave it alone, and then come back in and do your, you know, your gels, your glitters. It's just better. I don't advise the white because the gel crayon will colour over it, and your glitter, you're just going to be leaning in it and you'll end up with it everywhere. I speak from experience. That's the problem with tutorials for you guys sometimes. Like, we have to show that little spot so the white gel crayon goes, the white gel pen goes on, the glitter goes on, and then we spend the rest of our time working on our page trying to work around it all without making an absolute mess. Again, just giving it a bit of darkness there and just fading that right out. So we'll take the middle green and again just work it in from the dark, work it out a little bit. I think we'll work it into the edge and up this side, and now our highlight can be kind of here. Just fade that all the way out, and then from the bottom end, same sort of thing. There we go. And then with my pale colour, I'm just going to pop that in this middle section at the top here. I am using it just to fill in all the bits. And you can see the different leaves coming to life and starting to add a little bit of depth and dimension to your page now. So I think we'll do, should we do a flower? Do a flower. I think, obviously, with these leaves, you can then just finish the wreath leaves yourself. So I think we'll do a flower so that you'll be able to do the flowers yourselves. And then I think this leaf here is going to be slightly different, isn't it? So I'll do that in the next video along with the little, we've got a little bird here. Have we just got one? Just one. We'll decide what we're going to do with him in the next video. He's just there. And we'll do the background. So yeah, 2 parts should do this. Nice simple page, aren't we? We're Christmassy without being too Christmassy. I might add a ho. We could add a ho ho ho, couldn't we? I mean, what would be beautiful if you want to, if you've got a Christmas stencil that you could pop into the middle. I don't actually know if I own any Christmas stencil, so I will have a look through what I've got, and if I've got something that might be usable, I'll dig it out. We'll see about popping something into the middle. Right, sharpen your pencils. Nope. See, I shouldn't put my pencils on my page. Bad habit, don't do that, people. Terrible. You end up with wax on it. Right. So we have, again, dark red 225, middle cadmium red 217, scarlet red 118, amarylis 010, snow waffle 013. But whatever colours you're using, start with your darkest. Let's decide, let's see. What do we want to do? Can you see me? Yes. I think we'll add our depth in the base, just in the sides though. I want to bring that up a little, but not all the way to the edge. Really darken up that edge and then really feather that out into nothing. Just reduce all that colour for the next. And do the same the other side. Something peaceful about leaves and flowers. Red number 2, that is the middle cadmium red. I'm going to go back over that edge red and I'm just going to bring that in just a little bit, and again just really feather that out. We've then got our true red, this scarlet red. Again, I'm layering that over the others. And just slightly bringing that further in. Same from both sides. And then this pink, we have this amarylis. You just want like a baby pink. Again, I'm going to pop that over the red itself, not the darker sides though, just over the middle a little bit. And then I'm just going to leave that tip. I'm going to pop this really pale, this snow waffle, really, really pale pink on the end. I'm going to bring that out a little bit as well, just to, so that was a bit of a blender colour. So we're then going to go back in with the darkest colour that we used, and as always we're just going to really redefine that edge. Fading it in and off as always. That's a petal. For the inside, I think we'll do the same sort of thing from the middle. Very dark in here. Feather that off and out. To get rid of your harsh line. If you're getting one, you just bring the colour further out, you've no choice. We're going to skip the second colour, the second red, it's too small a space. We're going to take that true red, that scarlet red. We're just going to pop that over the top a little bit, and again just bring that out. And then we're just going to pop the darker of the two pinks, the baby pink, the amarylis. I'm going to pop that along that edge. I'm tempted to add some glitter here. Tempted. Yeah, I think I will. But the centre itself, I'm actually going to take some yellow. So we'll have a little look. Like everything else we do, I'm going to go a bit extra. I'm going to take 2 yellows. Whatever set you're using, a darker and a lighter yellow. So more of an orangey yellow and a yellow. In the Polychromos, I've just pulled out dark chrome yellow 109 and dark cadmium yellow 108. I am of course going to sharpen my pencil because it's a very small space. I'm going to put the darker colour in the bottom half. And the paler in the top half. Like I said, a little bit extra, you don't really need. You could just pop a bit of yellow down. Dark in the bottom, light in the top. That will be my centres colour. So we've added 2 yellows into this pages mixture, and that is our flower. What you do for the patches where you've got something like this, what I would do is I'd do everything the same. You're just not going to end up with the palest colour because it's under here, and I would add a little bit of depth here, blend that out, and then just add in that darker of the 2 pinks so that the back of the flower is a little bit darker but still a little bit pink, so it's gonna look different. And you would just rinse and repeat. You don't really have to bother with the overlap shadows because of the way I've done the petals. I've done darkness on the edges anyway, and I think it gives the petals kind of a reverse bowl shape to do them like that. So once they're all in, it should look effective enough. And yeah, so that gives you the basis of what you need. Like I said, I think we're going to have some glitter for these, so we'll leave that. And I think I'm going to add some glitter for these kind of little daisy pieces in here, so we're going to leave that as well. You guys, of course, can colour them however you want. So if you want to colour your berries in and your little petals there, you can do. And if you want to glittery them, then leave it till the end. If you don't have coloured glitter, but you do have glitter and want to add glitter, colour them red, pop your glitter over, same effect. You don't actually need a billion glitters, a billion glitter gel pens. You can just buy yourself a clear and you put your colour down and you pop your bit of glitter over the top, especially with oil. They're not going to move anywhere really. If you do get a little bit of seepage from the colour underneath, it won't be a whole lot as long as you're careful. So just, you know, little tip there to not have to buy a million things. I try to help. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I know technically there's not an awful lot of colouring gone on there, but it is rather a repetitive page. So I've given you everything you need to create the rest of that wreath, and we will do together this leaf later, this bird and the background. I will come back for part 2 and I'll finish all the pieces that we've done together, and I will also do the vines with you after as well. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.